She wears her attitude as effortlessly as her Chanel gowns and Dior dresses. She speaks her mind even at the cost of being misunderstood. Child woman, actress, fashionista, Sonam Kapoor somehow defies definitions. Sharp of tongue and quick of the mind. I'm really looking forward to this crackling chat with her.
So we are here, Sonam, and one of the first things that I want to ask you is that how do you assess me in terms of dressing today, since you're such a fashionista?
Well, I think you look cute.
Cute, Sonam?
I like it.
No one's used the word cute for me in a decade now.
It's fine. It's very preppy, but it's a little kitschy as well. So it works. It works for a writer, journalist.
Who's trying to be a talk show host.
Yeah, like it works. It's artistic, but it's clean. So it's nice.
So one has heard that at one point in your life you were 86 kilos.
Just for a year.
Just for a year?
Yeah, I was like a scrawny kid till I was like 16. My dad used to call me Giraffe because he thought I was so thin and had a really long neck. And then I went to boarding school, and I don't know, it's a little uncouth to speak about it on camera, but you know, you go through hormonal changes and you go through like high and low moods, and you know, you gain weight, and I came back and I started losing weight naturally.
And when did you realize that you wanted to be an actress? Of course, all your life you've been an actress in your head, you said that.
No, I've been a kid who likes to play dress up. I don't know any little girl who doesn't want to play dress up, or who doesn't want to be a detective or a teacher or I never thought that I would become an actress, like a Hindi movie star.
So how did that happen?
I was 17 when I graduated from high school, and I came back and I wanted to. Ranveer was a very close friend of mine, and he was assisting Sanjay Bansali on Bajira Mastani at that point. Yeah. And I had a year off, and I said, what am I going to do in this gap year? I might as well assist him, and maybe he'll give me good references for, you know, college, and you get credit, and there's a lot of stuff. And I started working with him, and the first day he wanted to cast me in his film. I said no. And I said, I'd rather just assist you right now.
What did you want to be at that point in time?
I wanted to be a writer. So I was just like, I want to write. I want to, maybe one day, if I have the confidence in myself, then I'll direct.
When Sanjay Bansali offered you the first film, and you first said no, and then you said yes, and eventually you realized
that I can tell you exactly what I said. I was like, why should I be the puppet when I can be the puppeteer?
At 17?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to think I was very smart at that point. I just studied Bertolt Brecht and Stanislavski and, you know, Edward Gordon Craig, and I just come and I was like, oh my God, I want to change the world and I want to change the way people think, and it went down the drain. Then I started doing films like Thank You and Players.
But he did lose a lot of temper with you while you were working with him as an actress?
Yeah, of course he did. But I have a very fiery temper as well. So...
Did you shout right back?
Yeah.
But do you really fight a lot?
I know, with Sanjay and I fight a lot till date. We fight. We like yell at each other. But now it's gotten to a point where I'm more concerned about how his health is, because he doesn't like, so it isn't about, I don't want him to be angry anymore. Because he's like old now. He's going to kill me for saying this.
He's going to kill you.
He's going to kill me. But yeah, I think it's changed. Like, the relationship has changed, you know. He's the first one to ever buy me a designer bag. He bought me a Louis Vuitton, and I bought him his dog. Like, all the assistants together went and bought him a dog.
So would you say that your career has gone exactly the way you would have wanted it to, in terms of getting the kind of roles that you would like to?
Well, yeah, people respect my intelligence, I think. And I made a couple of mistakes, but who doesn't? Except for some strange reason, my mistakes seem more glaring than others.
Like which ones?
There are mistakes, and I don't want to talk about them, because that's the way it is. That's the way life is. You have to gloss things over and pretend nothing bad ever happened.
But it doesn't seem like too much bad has happened with you. You seem quite protected.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, lots of things have happened to me. It's just that I do not paint a sorry picture of myself to gain public sympathy.
And you feel others do that?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. You're putting words in my mouth. I myself, as a choice, don't say that, oh my God, I came from so-and-so family and I've auditioned 5,000 times and, you know, I have no money to eat and sleep and all of that nonsense. The thing is, like I said, I was in boarding school. I was 17 when I joined this industry as a glorified peon with Sanjay. And then I became an assistant. I haven't taken a sou from my father since I was 17 years old. I've done it all on my own. My father never made any film for me. But like I said, people want to hear and see what they want to hear and see. And there's not much that I can do to change it.
But what about your relationship with your dad? How did that alter after you became an actress?
My dad thinks I can do no wrong. He's very scared to tell me a lot of things. But, and he spoils me.
Scared because he's protected?
No, scared because I'm headstrong and I'm stubborn and I don't express my feelings. And I can lock myself in the room and like not talk to anybody about it.
It's been quite blown in the press for a very long time is your rivalry and your tongue-in-cheek comments which have gone back and forth with Deepika.
Oh, Deepika. I was like, oh shit, this is a new one.
And yet I've seen you both on a chat show and it was like quite wonderful to see all together. And
well, I didn't think I said anything wrong. I just gave an opinion about some person's clothes. Like I said, it's you cannot have an opinion. If somebody asked me for my opinion, I gave my opinion. I respect Anaita a lot as a designer, and I thought it's nice to give credit where credit's due. And that's all I said. I said that I think Anaita is doing a great job with her, and people didn't like the fact that I said that a stylist or a director is responsible for the way a person looks. Like if I had to talk about Lolo, I'd be like, I love the fact that Manish Malhotra transformed her the way he did from Raja Hindustani, or the fact that he made Urmila after Rangila. And it's not a criticism, it's an observation.
Yeah, observation.
Saying that she's looking wonderful these days. That's what I said. I said I love the way she's looking and I like the way that Anaita's done a great job with her. So people were like, what do you mean Anaita's done a good job with her? She's done a great job for herself. I was like, oops, I'm sorry, she's done a great job for herself. I did not know that Anaita did not work with her. I think that's where it became an issue. This
whole pressure that actresses these days, of late, in the last 7-8 years, have been feeling about...
It's because of me, I think. I apologize, guys.
I was hoping you'd say that.
I apologize.
But this pressure, is it too much sometimes? Because then, like Vidya said on the show, that she feels that it's become a big pressure because you come out of the airport from the aircraft, you had a 16-hour flight and you don't want to, you can't look good, you're just tired, you want to tie your hair up.
That's what I was trying to explain to people is that I'm being myself. This is who I am. If it's a pressure, then it's not being yourself. I'm just being myself. I'm as comfortable in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt as I am in a couture gown.
How good are you at taking failure on your chin?
Like I said, I'm an eternal optimist. I look forward, I don't look back, and I can completely detach myself and cut myself off. You have to have blinders on. You have to move on.
Not even a rear view mirror?
No, I don't look over my shoulder. I do not look over my shoulder. I only look at how I can better myself.
So how do you deal when a film like Bewakufiyan, which was such a... I mean, everybody was expecting a lot out of that film.
Really? I didn't think so.
Now, it's easy for you to say that.
No, it's not. I remember giving an interview at that point as well, saying that it's a small film, it's a small budget, they're not promoting it.
Yeah, but films can be small. You can still have expectations out of them.
But, you know, that's the thing. See, I had Ranjana and Bhag Milkha Bhag, but you're going to ask me about Bewakufiyan the same year. So, that's what I'm saying. It's people want to look at
No, I was not asking you about Bewakufiyan. I was asking you, yes, you have two successive successes.
Yeah, but...
And then you have something that doesn't do well. How do you cope with it? I was looking at finding out the internal mechanism of coping with something that goes wrong.
I know, but that's the thing. See, instead of asking me about the positives, so I try to concentrate. That's what I was also trying to tell you. I try to concentrate on the positives. According to me, Bewakufiyan was not a negative.
Correct.
It did an average business. So I didn't have anything to kind of be like, oh, it didn't do well, it was a disaster. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't. The same year, you know, like I said, if there was somebody else sitting here who had that same kind of year, like for example, if Alia was sitting here, she had Highway and she had 2 states. Now, Highway has done okay money. It's not a hit. It's not even an average film. But she was really good in the film and whatever, etc., etc. So instead of looking at that, you will not ask her that because the perception is to, like you said, because I hide my weaknesses, people want a chink in the armor. So they'll automatically want to kind of break me. So you will ask me more.
It's not breaking.
No, it is. It is,
No.
Niranjan. I've been around long enough to understand how journalists will ask me questions. I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it because you're doing your job. So that's why this perception is there, because you see this pretty girl who's dressed in a certain way and you feel like, where is the weakness? Let me find one. You know, let me find one. Let me take that wound and kind of, you know, poke it and like to...
So are you saying Bewakufiyan is a wound?
No, it isn't. See, this is what I mean. No, I'm just saying that you're trying to find one. I'm saying this is what I mean. As a journalist, instead of looking at it, you're like, God, let's not talk about this girl's, what good stuff she's done in her life. Let's talk about something that, you know, people perceive as something that's not so good. You see this girl and you see she's Anil Kapoor's daughter. You know, she is born with a silver spoon. And, you know, her first film was with Sanjay Bansali, and she's been here around for 10 years and she's still going at it. She still has a smile on her face. There has to be something wrong. Let's find that something wrong. You know, which is...
It could also be that what is it that makes her tick?
No, it
That's
could also...
not wrong.
No, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm just... Yeah, I mean, you can give your own arguments for it. But I'm just saying that, you know, you all will dwell on the negative instead of dwelling on the positive. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Bewakufiyan is, but I'm saying you started off like that. Instead of saying, oh my God, you know, you were appreciated for your performances, so you're looked at as a fashionista and not as an actor. How does that feel? You know, it's sad and it's unfortunate that people want to find that instead of trying to see the positive in it.
So tell me, Sonam, how was it growing up as Anil Kapoor's daughter?
Amazing. Not because he's Anil Kapoor, because he's the best dad anybody could have. Made my mom really happy. They have an amazing marriage, and when you have an amazing marriage, your children have a good time.
Yeah, they do. That's true. But
He's
as a teenager, I've heard that you were quite wild with your body.
I was very...
sing and all. So did he ever disapprove of that lifestyle?
No, he thought I was expressing myself. It's okay. So no, she's expressing herself. Let her be.
And would your mom let you be?
Yeah, I mean, you know, because they have such a great relationship. They always make decisions as a unit. So it's never said, it was never, ki dad says this, but mom says this. I'm sure they have their conversations behind closed doors, but when it comes to opinions about their children, or it comes to rules, or it comes to anything, they always form them as a unit. We were never allowed to pitch one against the other.
And what was their responses to the boyfriends that you might have had during that time?
Well, that's what, I mean, my parents are very open-minded. The only thing is we're not allowed to stay over at a guy's house, and guys are not allowed to stay over at our house. And you're not allowed to do certain things, like you can't go on holidays with them, or you can't, you know, live with them and all of those things. It's not because of anything, it's the way we are, it's the way we've been brought up. I mean, I might not necessarily agree with what she has to say, but I respect my parents enough to kind of go with it.
But you're a single girl, you're an independent girl, and like you said, from the age of 17, you've been earning your own money and you've been having a lifestyle that you wanted to. So haven't you ever felt like, you know, moving out and having a house of your own?
Of course. I mean, you know, sometimes I go through these bouts of frustration and I'm just like, why can't I just be? Why can't I just go where I want to go? Why can't I just, you know, take off, and why can't I just live my own life? But then I'm like, that's such a selfish thought.
You've said that in an interview, that your mother says that you have a terrible taste in men.
According to her, I have terrible taste in general. No, I don't know if I have terrible taste in men. I think I'm like an eternal romantic. I'm such a romantic. I believe in soulmates, and I believe in ever after and all of those things. So when I'm in a relationship, I feel like, oh my God, this is it. And then, you know, so I've never been with somebody who... they're lovely guys, they're amazing guys, but they've never been guys who are good for me.
But do you feel that you set yourself up to this because of all, I mean, you read a lot.
Yeah.
And you've read
well, that's
so
what
much.
I'm saying all these books and all these movies have ruined me. Because I'm constantly looking for Mr. Darcy and Mr. Knightley, and you know, it's not going to happen.
So have you come to the conclusion that it's not going to happen, or are you still hopeful that someday
No,
there's
I
some
don't
Darcy
know.
hiding
You know,
somewhere?
like, the thing is, in all these books and all these classics and all these novels, whether it's Jane Eyre or whether it's anything, you see these men change because of these women, and that's the power of their love. And, you know, as somebody who is such a romantic, I hope for that. And it's ruined me.
But this temptation that you just spoke of, which is very much a part of our industry,
What?
haven't you felt the temptation ever?
To do what?
To probably have a fling with a good-looking co-star, or to be with somebody for the impulse of it?
I mean, I get put off, honestly. My life is on a movie set. That's the only place that I can meet people. But it's not a normal office. There are emotions involved in this. There are ideas involved. There's lots of money involved. There are lots of people's lives
But how
at
does
stake.
that come in the way of something that you
Because you know what? You'll have a fight one day. And if I'm dating an actor, I'll have a fight one day. Will I be able to do the same scene as beautifully? Or will I be angry with him? Or I don't know if I'll be able to disconnect.
You said that your father once said that if there was a man who was better looking and more successful and a better man than him, you are allowed to marry.
Yeah.
And your answer was that you set me up too hard, I'm never going to
Yeah,
find
he
someone.
set me up for failure.
But did he really say that? And do you really feel that you're not going to find somebody as good as him?
No.
But that's the problem with all daddy's girls, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it's not because he's my father. I think everybody says that about him. I don't know anybody who has a bad word to say about my dad.
But do you also look for these qualities in a man when you meet him? And is that why also you feel that somewhere they
No, I don't.
they don't have a chance at all, right, to the first
I know, I just want somebody who's honest and who loves me and wants to be with me, you know? I think that's the one thing. You know, there's this movie called Notting Hill, right? And Julia Roberts says that, you know, in the morning they don't wake up with me. They wake up with, they think that they're going to have this trophy, you know, who's this pretty girl who dresses well, who has a good reputation, and she looks amazing on paper, but they don't realize that there are all these like things about this person who's a real person.
And do you think it's easy to gauge that when you meet a man, whether he's in it for you or for
Well,
the
you know,
trophy?
after like 6 months of being in a relationship, when, you know, you see the person without makeup first thing in the morning, or, you know, there are fights, so when there are fat days, or there are bad hair days, or where they're PMSing, or all those things, reality sinks in.
Is that why you have a pact with your few of your male friends that if you don't get married by the time you're 32, you could marry them?
No, I don't have a pact with anybody. But the one person who I think makes an amazing husband is Imran Khan. You know, he's a really good friend of mine. I love Avantika, and he's got a wonderful marriage, and you know, through thick and thin. And I see that with my dad. I see that with my brothers. Arjun is an amazing guy, amazing human being, and so I've seen good guys. I've met good people. So I'm not saying that there isn't a chance, but I've seen it in my life. So I'm sure that there is somebody out there who can be like that.
So what would be the qualities, or what would be the tips if you were to give somebody who has to date you?
Tips? Just honesty, and a lot of integrity, a lot of ambition. And not only for work, but ambition for themselves. Someone who loves to travel, someone who wants a better life for himself and for the person he's with, who likes to read, who likes the beautiful things in life, won't mind if I'm in Amsterdam, doesn't want to go to a cafe to smoke pot, but actually goes to the museums to see art. So someone like that, you know?
You see, everybody is actually virtually dating everybody or
Yeah.
at some point or the
Yeah.
other. Do you find all of that a little too incestuous?
Don't find it incestuous. Everybody can make their own choices, and they're all intelligent and wise enough to do what they have to do. But I don't like it when it becomes convenient, or you lose out on a role because of someone's relationship. I find that a bit unethical. And that is And because it's such a hero-driven industry, the sanctity of the relationship goes away.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot. That happens a lot. And I know I've lost out on a couple of roles because of that. Even if the director wanted me or the producer wanted me. A lot of the times it's been because of that. So it's, I'm not resentful of it, but I judge it. That's something that I judge. I'm not usually a very judgmental person. I actually don't judge anybody. But for me, that is wrong. I would never do that. If I'm in a relationship with someone, I'll never be like, take me in the film because I'm your girlfriend.
So Sonam, you are aware of the OLX.in initiative that I spoke to you about.
Yes, I am.
We ask you to get something special for us, and then we sell that on OLX.in, and the proceeds of which go to charity.
Yes.
So what have you got for us?
Well, I've got this small top that I wore in my film Khoobsurat.
Oh.
So yeah, so.
It's a lovely color.
Thank you.
You have to write a note for whoever's going to get it on OLX.in.
Thank you.
Now we'll sell this on OLX.in, and the viewers can buy it from there. Thank you. So now my moment of vanity with you, which I call Medimix Look Who's Talking selfie moment.
Cool.
Selling has never been easier. Download the OLX application, click a picture of your product and upload. Select the category of your product. Enter your details and just click on sell. So what are you waiting for? OLX pe bech de.